Hi Floss Tube, it's Heather Miller here, the Mirror Image Stitcher here on YouTube and also on Instagram. I want to thank you for joining me today. I'd like to spend some time talking about my cross stitch life, and I love sharing it with all of you, so thanks for stopping by. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different format in that I have got a timer set on my phone. I'm going to have it set for 20 minutes. I just want to kind of limit my time of my videos just for myself to make it easier for me to edit, easier for me to film them, and quicker for me to edit. And the hope is that I can come back a little bit more often, just making the Floss Tube episodes just a little bit more manageable in life. So I'm setting it for 20 minutes and then, give myself about 5 minutes or less to wrap up. And then anything, I just kind of have a line of things, and anything I don't show, then I just will show the next time. So, I'm going to get started. Today is July 13th, 2026. I'm coming to you from Southern Alberta, Canada. And we've just had a wonderful archery event. Our archery club put on a shoot. Because of flooding, we couldn't have it in the normal area, so we had to have it on our property. And we just had a lot of fun. People camping in the yard, and so we did our archery during the day and then spent time around the campfire in the evening. It was a lot of fun. All right, so let's get started on the cross stitching. So I have 3 finishes to show you. I had, from the last time I talked to you to now, I focused on 3 specific charts to get finished. So I am going to show you now, it's Bent Creek and it's called Spring Arches. I've done the winter and the autumn, and now I'm completed the spring. So this is the pattern. It's done on 32 count Lugana in this plaid. And I used all my own, as close to the called for or something that I thought would look nice from my stash. And in here are what they called for is French knots. And I changed my French knots to colonial knots. I just personally, my humble opinion, I find that the knot tends to be more successful. It comes out nicer. It makes a nice knot. It's almost like a little, looks like a little bread bun. I don't know. I just like the look of them. And they aren't really a lot different. It's the way you wrap the thread around your needle. Instead of doing it around and around, you do it in a figure 8 pattern. And that's what makes the knot. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. So this one I started August 19th, 25. I finished it June 14th, 26. And it is 154 stitches wide by 68 high. And in Bent Creek Spring Arches. And then I have taken out the summer. And this is what I will be kitting up now to get this finished. All right, so I'm going to be moving them on and off, taking it because I just have one of these boards. So I'm going to be doing that. Okay, the next one is, have it wrapped in paper towel just for protection, is the Joyful World Sal by the Snowflower Diaries. This is a free sal that came out in 2016, and she now has a Patreon, and if you go to her Patreon, she has been revising each of these monthly patterns. I'm not really sure how much she's changing on it, but you can go there, and it's actually one nice place to download the pattern for free. So they're kind of all in one spot now, and you get the updated version if that's what you'd like to do. So this is May. I've done January through May now. And with this one, I have always been, I usually put buttons on the pattern somewhere. I will leave out some cross stitch flowers like in this instance, and then put a button there instead. And I again just draw from my stash colors that are close to the called for. And in this in this instance, I did do a specialty embroidery stitch down here just to give it some texture. And I've explained that in previous videos. All of the Joyful World Sals, if you do this, I believe if you do this outer border, is 99 by 73. This is done on a Picture This Plus 32 count fabric called Wren. And I have a small scroll frame, small like short rods that I put this on just to make it easier to see the threads of the fabric to be able to stitch. So I'll be mounting the next one. So we're on to June, and I think June is a bear. So I'm really looking forward to that one. I have a variegated Cosmo that I think is going to work really good for the bear. So that's kind of exciting. Now, the last finish I have to show you is a Lindy Stitches pattern. And I absolutely fell in love with this one the minute she had come out with it. I actually ordered the entire kit from her back in, what was this, 2021. I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure I ordered it that year and I got it. So this is called Edna Goes to Brunch. And so it's all the called for fabric and flosses because I got it as a kit and I got it finished. And this one is adorable. It is based off of an actual picture that one of her followers sent in, and she was given permission to change it into cross stitch. And bleeding hearts are one of my favorite flowers next to Gerber daisies. And I just love that orange. It was so much fun. It is just, it's just fill-in stitching, like it is just nice and easy TV stitching or whatever. And basically what I did was I did the whole outline, and then it was just super easy to just fill in. And I really enjoyed that. A lot of fun. So I started that March 12th. 26, and I finished it April 26, 26. And it's a 32 count mint splash Lugana by Zygwart. And I've already talked to my friend, new stitchy friend that I met through Karen, the Stitching Owl. She lives within a half an hour or 45 minutes from me, and so we meet up quite often. So I've promised this chart to go to Carmen this time. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go on to my whips, and like I said, I'm just going to see how far I get, and then we'll go from there. But the first one that I want to show you is a new start. I watch Barbara, the Seashore Stitcher, and she is in Virginia Beach. And I have, if you could say, fallen in love with her YouTube channel. She is a wonderful lady. She is a fantastic storyteller. She is a very much an inspirational stitcher. And so I just love listening to the stories that are behind the stitches that she chooses to stitch. Her Floss Tube has a lot of good information. She teaches you a lot about Riola's kits. She teaches you about the Antique Pattern Library and how to use that website. She's got lots of good information. And then also each one of her stitches are so meaningful. And I just enjoy listening to her. Recently, she had done showed 3 books by Gail Busai. She'd gotten them from her local library, and they're cross-stitch books. And I absolutely fell in love, as in I have been really watching what I spend. In fact, almost a no spend year on hobbies, stash of any kind. But this I absolutely could not resist. So she showed the Cottage Cross Stitch book. And then she showed the Enchanted Garden, or maybe the other way around. I don't remember which one she showed first. And then she showed this Inspired Cross Stitch. And I could probably just stitch from these books all year long. If you want to see what these books are, you can go to the Seashore Stitcher. I'll put her up. And she does a flip through of all 3 of these books. And it's very much worth watching. I also did try to go to my library. I did try to be fiscal and go to my library, and nothing, here in Alberta anyway, we can bring in library books from other libraries for free, and they weren't anywhere within our library system. So I just decided to buy them because I loved them so much. I talked to Barbara, and we decided to start Wool and Whimsy Cottage. And this is going to be the final picture. It is 131 wide by 71 high. And we started it on June, or give or take, June 21st, the summer solstice, or somewhere in the summertime. Okay, now I do stitch in hand, and I do have hanging threads. It keeps me orientated to the pattern, so I don't lose my way. I can oh yeah, I got something there. So I do have that. And this is where I've gotten. So I've done a good part of the border, and I've started on the right-hand side, and I'm working my way that way. Sorry, I'll stop moving it for a minute. It is on a piece of Kaylee tent stitch fabric, and it's a 32 count, and I believe it's called Avalanche. I probably didn't bring out the card for it. But I did start it on June 21st. And I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I think this is one that I'm just going to kind of pick up from time to time all summer long is what I'm going to be doing with this one. These are the threads. So they're a beautiful array of just, I don't want to say pale. I do have trouble with words coming to me sometimes. Just like those nice sort of soft shades of colors. And the nice thing, which Barbara points out, is that once you get kind of a few of these, a lot of the patterns use a lot of the same colors. So you can kind of work from one sort of master list of things. I might have to add the odd color to other ones that I want to do. But that is that one. And I had a lot of fun, and I look forward to, she's stitched quite a few of them already, and I'm looking forward to stitching them. The only other one that I wanted to show you is I would love to do this one next with her, unless she starts it before me, but it's called the Ladybug Cottage. It is super cute. It is 89 by 71. And I was looking through my stash and I found this fabric. It is a hand dyed by Rolanda. It's a linen and it's a 28 count. And I thought this might look really nice. I'm just going to put it over top just so you have a general idea. It's kind of purples and minty kind of green, but just to kind of lay it out just a little bit. So there's plenty to do some of from this book on this fabric. So we'll see when we get there, but that is something I'm interested in working on. All right, okay. I am going to do this one next. My teddy bear parade was my July 4th stitch. I love stitching the US flag and things with it. I'll show you progress from the May, but after that, I have taken a break with this pattern. And I did it in June, but I have not done any in July. I just needed a break from this pattern. So again, there's a lot of dangling threads, but I did work my way down. And I think in order to get this done, I'm literally going to stitch line by line and park the thread in the next row and so on, and just go back and forth line by line by line to get this one done. So that's what I'm going to be doing there. But in replacement of this stitch, I am doing an Emily Call pattern that I've had. It's a little small. It's a smalls. I'll put up a picture because it's a PDF pattern. It's called Land That I Love. It is 80 by 60. Emily Call salt pepper stitching. The pattern came out in 2022. And it's called for DMC, but I wanted to use my Valdani floss. And so I picked, because the Valdani floss is three threads together, and you don't split them apart. They come on little balls like this, and this is how I store them, like that. And so I picked some ones that I thought would match. So this is what I've got done so far. And I've really had fun. It's a very easy stitch path. And so this is where I've gotten. So I'm doing it on a 20 count raw linen. And there's my timer. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this one up, and then that'll be it for this time. So what I did was I have picked this JP12, and it's part of this pattern in the border. And then I had, I believe this is a Weeks Dye Works, which is again a floss I've had for a long time, like 10 or 12 years. And so it is the darker crosses. So I do one pathway in the variegated light blue, and then I go and do the darker flosses back and forth like that, the darker crosses. So I'm really enjoying that. And someone had given me a bunch of metallics, but she also had a bunch of silks in there. And this pattern calls for like a goldy yellow type. So I looked in my stash and I had this Gloriana, and it's called Sunflower. And I thought that really went really well. And also I haven't decided. I've kind of got a few of these darker blues of the Valdani. There's those three, sorry. But I also have this Mrs. Sadis that I think might work in there as well for one part. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing for that. I started this on July 7th. I can't even remember what was going on the 4th, but there was no way that I could get started that day, but that's fine. It's always fun to start. So this, I will go back in August and work on the teddy bear and maybe go back and forth with these two. I might do that. All right. Okay, so my timer went off, so I am going to stop there. I want to thank everyone that joined me today and spent some time letting me tell you about my cross stitch patterns. I hope you go to the Seashore Stitcher Barbara and check her out. She is a wonderful lady and a very easy to listen to. I really enjoy her humor, and I really appreciate the heart that she puts behind her cross stitch. So until next time, take care, and as I always say to my friends and family, see you, love you, bye.